These stories up next. The threat of chemicals from a derailed train in Montgomery County is forcing families from their homes. And city workers in Troy still waiting for word of layoffs. News Channel 13 live at 11 is next. Straight ahead, Montgomery County officials are evacuating homes around a train derailment in Tribes Hill because of fear of leaking chemicals. And the fear of layoffs is still with city workers in Troy tonight. News Channel 13 just minutes from now.
This is the Capital Region's #1 late news. News Channel 13, live at 11.
Tonight's top story, the danger from toxic chemicals is chasing Montgomery County families from their homes tonight after a train derailment near Fonda. Good evening, I'm Kapostasy. Ed has the night off. Hazardous materials teams are on the scene of the crash near Fonda, about 40 miles northwest of Albany. Tiffany Eddy is live in Montgomery County with the details. Tiffany?
Chris, I'm right here near the train wreck. Route 5 has been closed and the area has been evacuated because the train was carrying hazardous chemicals. Crews from as far away as Pennsylvania are responding to this Conrail freight train wreck in the town of Mohawk, Montgomery County. No one was injured in the crash, but the train was carrying 4 hazardous chemicals, and police say that at least one is leaking, which has forced the evacuation of 7 families.
The other 2 cars are carrying hydrochloric acid, and one of those cars is leaking, and the hazmat people are going to go down in there shortly and see how bad the leak is, and then the work will progress from that point.
In spite of the fact that poor weather conditions have made it tough for crews to get to the scene, police say the snowfall has actually helped.
The precip is a good factor because it holds down whatever fumes would be escaping from the leak.
Now again, there were no injuries in this crash. It was a Conrail freight train. It was not a passenger train. No word on what caused the crash. Police aren't saying if weather conditions had a factor. Emergency crews say that cleanup will not even be able to begin until sometime tomorrow, until they're exactly sure what they're dealing with. Chris?
So does it look like those families are out of their homes at least overnight?
The families are out of their homes. We tried to find some of the families to speak with them, but apparently police say that they are staying with either relatives or friends. So they do have a place to stay tonight.
Thanks very much. Tiffany Eddy reporting from Montgomery County. A state trooper ended up in the hospital tonight after an accident that closed I-90. It happened near Everett Road at about 8 o'clock, forcing the westbound lanes to be closed. The police officer is the only one reported to have been injured. The road is now reopened to traffic. Crazy night all over the place. Still slick roads. Paul Caiano has our first look at the forecast. Things getting a bit better now.
A bit better. There's still a little bit of light freezing drizzle falling right now, but no real accumulation, no real, significant things going on right now, except for a couple of slippery spots around the area. Let's take a look at the snow totals from the past storm today. Look at this, 6.6 inches officially at the Albany County Airport. Out towards the west, Broome, that's in Schoharie County, 13 inches, Rotterdam 6, Duanesburg 7 inches. Pretty much a general 6 to 8 inch with a little bit more in some localities. Snowfall today, a good one, and maybe even a little bit more coming up. Let's have a look at the next first look for tomorrow morning. 7:19 a.m. will be the sunrise, 7 to 8 a.m., 26 degrees, so temperatures holding steady where they are right now. Cloudy skies for the rest of the day tomorrow, with temperatures rising above freezing, so a good shoveling out day, we'll call it. Chris.
Thanks, Paul. Well, the plows have been out in force tonight, and to help crews clear snow from busy streets, special parking restrictions are being enforced in Schenectady and Rotterdam. In Schenectady, they're using a different system from the odd-even snow emergency plan used last year. Under this year's system, cars parked on a priority street that has not been plowed will be towed, and the owner will be ticketed. In Rotterdam, the same restrictions are in place for any street in the town that has not yet been cleared of snow. In East Greenbush, no cars should be parked on the street until the snow emergency is over. And in the village of Hoosick Falls, there will be no parking on the even side of the street from 9 a.m. until noon tomorrow. Cars should be moved off the odd side of the street from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. If the city of Albany has to declare an emergency, that won't happen until tomorrow. Now to another type of emergency, the financial mess that is the city of Troy. Tonight, the City Council was expected to make the hard choices on a budget for the new year. But as has happened many times before, Bill Lambdin reports officials found a way again to delay the tough decisions.
Tonight was to hopefully pass.
This is how the special meeting began in Troy.
We've had some disturbing news today from city manager.
Members of the CSEA union in Troy had voted earlier in the day to reject financial concessions. By a 2-to-1 margin, workers said no to a deal that included extending their current contract, accepting early retirement incentives, and taking a 3-day layoff. Because CSEA said no, city leaders say they have no real choice but to lay off more people.
We will now be working to address that $1.3 million in savings.
Last year, CSEA staged mass picketing, protesting 47 layoffs in Troy. With this concession rejection, 30 additional layoffs are expected.
Legally now, Troy really has run out of time. The charter requires that it adopt a new budget by Friday, December 15th. While the council could remain in defiance of that charter, a supervisory board of the state has indicated if the council does not make the economies, it will step in and insist. Bill Lambdin, News Channel 13, Troy.
New York State has not met its April 1st budget deadline in more than a decade. In a move to get a jump on the negotiations, Governor Pataki is set to unveil his budget for the next fiscal year tomorrow. That's about a month earlier than usual. The governor says he hopes proposing the budget earlier will speed up the process. President Clinton says he'll make another good faith effort to resolve his budget differences with Republicans, but he warns that the threat of another government shutdown tomorrow night won't force him to make concessions. Senate Democrats say the GOP plan to cut $245 billion in taxes is too deep a cut to include in a 7-year balanced budget plan. The White House has proposed a tax cut of just under $100 billion. The Bosnian peace accord is now official, but it remains to be seen how long it will take for peace to become a reality in the former Yugoslavia. Steve Handelsman reports from Tuzla.
As residents of Tuzla watched the treaty signing on TV, they were skeptical.
Of course, this peace agreement is not a fair one, but that is what is proposed, so we have to accept it. It is our reality, and I hope it will work.
The first signs were bad. This French UN chopper was hit by gunfire. Sarajevo had 3 explosions, no one hurt, and there was fighting north of the capital. But for the few Americans here, the treaty signing is all positive.
Today is what we call Go Day, where everything starts to happen from now on. So around here at Tuzla Air Base is going to be a fast and frenetic pace from here on in.
In fact, it was anything but. Not a single U.S. plane made it to Tuzla. The new radar is still not fully calibrated, and the visibility is worse. But a spokesman denies the U.S. Air Force is beaten by Bosnia's weather.
Paramount to our concern, to all Americans' concern, is the safety of this mission. And we'll fly our aircraft in here with the proper men and equipment when we feel that it's safe to do so.
Tomorrow's supposed to be a big day for the American buildup here. 20 plane loads of men and equipment scheduled in, weather permitting. I'm Steve Handelsman, NBC News, Tuzla, Bosnia.
The man accused of murdering Amy McGee should take the stand in an Albany County courtroom tomorrow. We'll update that case in just a moment. And closed signs went up in the store windows of an Albany landmark tonight. We'll explain why that's unusual after this quick break.
Live, local, late breaking with Ed Dague and Chris Kapostasy. This is News Channel 13. Live at 11.
Brian Ohlberger hasn't uttered a word during his daily trips back and forth to the courtroom, but tomorrow the jury in his murder trial should hear his explanation of the events leading up to the death of Amy McGee. He'll undoubtedly confirm that he met with 24-year-old Amy McGee and listened to her demands for support payments for their child, Taylor. But he'll also try to convince jurors that when he killed his mistress with a jackhammer bit and strangled her with wire, he was suffering from extreme emotional distress. It's a blanket patrol weekend all throughout the capital region. State police are coordinating National Holiday Lifesaver Weekend in our area. It involves 49 state and local law enforcement agencies. Officials promise to be out in full force every day this weekend looking for drunk drivers. Police are also asking you to keep your lights on during the day to remember those who've died in drunk driving accidents. The city of Albany marked the end of an institution tonight. Colson's on Broadway has been open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 70 years. Until 10 o'clock tonight, it had been closed only for the funerals of John and Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr., Erastus Corning, and the store's founder, William Colson. But starting tonight, the store will close at 10 each night and reopen at 6 in the morning. Owners say they're making the change because of a drop-off in overnight business. Starting tonight, every Monday and Thursday, a different opinion maker will go head-to-head with Alan Chartock. First up, Talk Radio 1300's Scott Lonsbury. They'll be debating the issues leading up to next year's presidential election. Tonight, Bosnia. Should we be there?
No, 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 Alan. This can only increase the cynicism of the American public. We just got through all of this with Vietnam. I thought the Vietnam generation would have learned. But whether it's Bob Dole, who's standing right behind Bill Clinton on this one and failing to lead, and he was the World War II generation, you'd think he'd know something about it. He doesn't. And certainly we know the problems that the president has. The American public doesn't want this. You saw the quite tight vote in the Congress. The headlines today is, we're going in to have American young men lose their lives, and this country's not behind it.
You know what? You're a good guy, and I know you mean what you say. It was the conservatives who were for being in Vietnam. Where are they now? Because this is a time of great moral crisis. People were killed, people were raped, millions of people. We said we'd never let it happen again. Finally, we've got a guy, a president of the United States, who's willing to lead us in there and say, Scott, okay, I know this can cost me in the polls, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's no more Slick Willie. It's a leader. It's a guy who's suddenly grown up and matured, and I think the American people know it, which is why they are showing huge gains for Clinton in the polls.
Well, he certainly is leading on this, no doubt about it. I can't make any claim otherwise. Bob Dole is standing right behind him. He says no, 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 and he won't lift a finger to stop it.
But you know what? Even Bob Dole is right, I think, because Bob Dole knows if he gets to be president, he's going to want to be the chief of foreign policy, and I think he cannot be hypocritical enough to oppose.
But war-making powers are Congress alone, and there's where Mike McNulty, our local congressman, comes in. He too says he's against it, yet he votes to not do anything to stop it, not to lift a finger. And they're a family who have lost in the Vietnam generation. It shocks me when people fail to come to action at this issue.
I think the American people truly understand that we cannot allow this kind of terrible, total devastation to go on in that country anymore, and that if we fool around with NATO and don't support it now, where will they be when we need them?
Do we answer to the world law or to the U.S. Constitution?
It's really better. It's not a matter of politics now. It's a matter of what's right.
The skiing weatherman is on the way with the latest conditions from the slopes, but first, we'll get Paul Caiano's complete forecast. Stay with us.
Coming up, News Channel 13 AccuCheck weather with meteorologist Bob Kovachick.
Enough is enough already.
It's over.
Really, please. It was nasty out there.
It was. It wasn't nice today. We had 6.6 inches of snow and a little bit more around the outlying areas. Yeah. So not a good day, but tomorrow we'll improve things just a bit. And again, we'll even bring temperatures above freezing. So we're looking for some nicer weather, shovel some snow. 25 to 30 was the AccuCheck forecast from Bob from yesterday with the snow forecast 4 to 6 inches. Again, 6.6 inches of snow officially so far. 24 degrees the high temperature, but again, temperatures are expected to rise as we head on through the nighttime hours. 6.6 in Albany, 7 up in Saratoga, North Greenfield, 7 inches as well. Generally 6 to 8 inches, some places a little more. Broome in Schoharie County, 13. Fairfield up in southern Herkimer County, 10 inches of snow. So your specific locality may have seen more or a little bit less than 6 inches, but for the most part, a good coating of snow with a couple of weeks to go towards Christmas. Maybe we can keep it and have one. A white one, that is. 22 degrees right now, lots of clouds outside, a few light sprinkles of freezing drizzle around the area, maybe even a flurry or two here and there as well. But for the most part, the precipitation is over. We'll show you radar soon. 35 and 19 are your normals, 63 and 5 below zero are your records. We have a light north wind at 4 miles per hour, 96% relative humidity, and the pressure is falling at 30.04 inches. Still plenty of cold air up in northern New England, but the warmer air is trying to work its way in from the south. 35 in Binghamton now, above freezing, 38 in Rochester, 36 Buffalo, Pittsburgh, 44 degrees. And again, this warmer air is trying to stream in, and it will do so overnight tonight on into the first part of tomorrow. So we're looking for temperatures to rise to and a little bit above freezing to melt, hopefully, some of that snow. And in the mountains, it will be all snow, and it was today, and they picked up over a foot in some of the northern mountains of Vermont. So if you're heading up skiing, a perfect weekend. We do have some snow showers about 6 hours ago on radar, but you can see they all moved off to the east, so we say goodbye to that. Again, just a few spritzes around the area. We could check our Doppler radar. Again, 3 hours ago, plenty of snow and precipitation around the area, but now just a few spritzes of freezing drizzle. You could pick it up there right around Schenectady, working its way into the Albany County area. We could say goodbye for the most part to the precipitation as we head on through the overnight hours. Tomorrow's looking cloudy, and again, we'll take one more look at this precipitation event. All snow in the blue here, but the mixed still hanging back there right around the Albany County area, but again, all moving away. A big storm system over the Great Lakes is finally departing, and what we have is another one working its way down, taking the low road from the south, and this may provide us with some snow late Friday on into the first part of Saturday. So we'll take a look at the AccuCheck forecast coming up in 30 seconds. My AccuCheck forecast for tonight, fog around the area, patchy freezing drizzle as well. Temperatures will rise up through the 20s as we head through the overnight hours. For tomorrow, above freezing. Good news, cloudy, scattered flurries around the area, but no significant precipitation. And then for tomorrow night, 20 to 25 tomorrow. Nighttime hours okay, maybe a little light snow by early Saturday morning. And then as we head into Saturday, some more light snow, but not a significant event, 33. Sunday, Monday, not bad. And then the next storm system, we'll call it, possibly on Tuesday. Snow thrower contest, one last chance. Tomorrow, the stuff must be postmarked if you want to mail it to us. Guess how much snow at the Albany County Airport to the nearest inch, and send your address or send your guess to the address on your screen. Snowfall Game, P.O. Box 4035, Albany, New York 12204. Or you can enter in person at the 3 locations, All Season Equipment, Scotia, Grassline Equipment, Latham, and True Valley Hardware in Menands. Roger, you answer yet?
No, I was going to ask how many inches of snow have we had thus far?
In December, 16 and a half.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Fresh snow, sure to have people planning trips to the slopes. And for the latest on conditions, here's Herb Stevens, the skiing weatherman.
Resort expansion projects have been scarce in the East this year, but here at Sugarbush in Vermont, you'll find 7 new lifts, a 300% increase in snowmaking, and expanded base facilities. The most exciting element in this project is the Slide Brook Express, an 11,000-foot high-speed quad that connects Sugarbush north with south. This lift and the rest of the project will be completed by the holidays.
Eastern skiing is about as good as it can get in December. Ski Windham and Hunter Mountain are in fabulous condition, and Cortina Valley has opened for the season. Saturday is demo day at Windham. Platic, Willard Mountain, and Catamount snowmakers have made large gains during this week's cold outbreak. Jiminy Peak now has all of its snowmaking runs open. More trails are opening at Butternut, and Brody's in full operation. In Vermont, Haystack is opening Saturday at Mount Snow. Stratton and Bromley need one more snowfall to have everything open, and this Saturday's demo day at Bromley. Killington, Pico, and Okemo are all looking great with bases that are pretty substantial for so early in the season. All but a few runs are open in northern Vermont. You'll love the midwinter snow at Smugglers, here at Sugarbush, and at Stowe. Glade lovers should head for Jay Peak or Mount Sutton. Big Tupper will kick off its season Friday with free skiing. The number of open trails took a big jump this week at Whiteface and at Gore, and also at West Mountain. Out west, Taos finally got some snow this week, and 2 more storms helped out at Snowbird and at Steamboat.
If you ski this weekend, you'll beat the holiday crowds. I'm Herb Stevens, the skiing weatherman. See you next week from Killington.
That's our ski report. Now we've got other sports.
Oh, yeah, it's the dead of winter here, and we're talking baseball.
Of course.
Gets no better than that, and we'll
Makes
talk
sense.
about that because a lot of teams doing some shopping these days. Big pickup for the Mets on the free agent market. Tyson Mathis Jr. weigh-in, plus the Knicks trying for their 4th straight win. Did they get it? The answer's coming up on Big Board Sports.
The Skiing Weatherman on News Channel 13 is brought to you by your Upstate Jeep and Eagle dealers.
Coming up, News Channel 13 Sports with Rodger Wyland.
Welcome back. I'm Rodger Wyland. Big board sports now. The next 4-game winning streak came to a screeching halt against the Denver Nuggets. Denver hadn't won at the Garden since March of 1990. And the Knicks, ironically enough, without Oakley tonight, sitting out with an Achilles tendon injury. Patrick Ewing had 30. The Knicks by 7 at the half, but Denver comes all the way back. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf with 25 points. He had 9 in the final 4 minutes. And a big three-pointer there. First win by Denver since March of 90, 103-94 the final. All right, Scottie Pippen had 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. The Bulls beat the Hawks 127-100. The Pacers over the Raptors. And the Spurs won tonight in Dallas. David Robinson hit .433. A couple of NHL scores. Adam Oates had 2 goals. Bruins beat the Panthers. Caps in overtime over the Islanders 4-3. And the Flyers blanked the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-0. As for the River Rats, they won't lose. Last night was Albany's 12th straight, 4 shy of the league record. The Rats are unbeaten in their last 15. What's up with the streak there, Mike Dunham?
If we can play like we've been playing, through the last 15 games, things will go pretty well. Obviously, you can't win them all, and that's something you have to realize. And we're just lucky right now to have won so many in a row.
All right, the Rats play at Baltimore tomorrow night. And while the snow continues to pile up, so do the baseball free agent signings. A lot of teams in the shopping mood. How about the Mets? They hit the free agent jackpot, signing Lance Johnson of the White Sox to a 2-year contract. Johnson will lead off, play center field. He hit .306 last season with a league-leading 186 hits. He also stole 40 bases. Johnson to the Mets, former Yankee Jack McDowell to the Indians. What a pickup. Steinbrenner's loss is Cleveland's gain. McDowell signed a 2-year deal with the Tribe worth $10 million.
Wow, to be able to be a part of something like this, a World Series team who basically not only kept their team together, but in the process is added on, is a great situation to be involved in right now.
And folks, I tell you, when Baltimore held its press conference this afternoon, Yankee fans were hoping it wasn't going to be for David Cone, and it wasn't. It was for relief pitcher Randy Myers, who led the National League with 38 saves last season in Chicago. He signed a 2-year, $6.3 million deal with the Orioles. Back on ex-Yankees, catcher Mike Stanley signed a 1-year deal today with the Boston Red Sox. They found a gem in Stanley. Once again, New York's loss is now Boston's gain, and Craig Biggio re-signed with Houston. Closing in on Saturday night's big flop in boxing, Tyson Mathis Jr. at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The heavily favored Tyson came in today at a swelt 219. Buster tipped the scales at 224, and of course it's on free TV. Explains why no one's going to show up. Around the National Football League, here's a turnaround for you. Packers say now Reggie White's hamstring surgery has been postponed, and he may play in Saturday's game with New Orleans. Pro Bowl selections are out. Denver, Kansas City have landed a combined 11 players in the AFC squad, 10 players from the Cowboys. San Fran sends 9 in the NFC. No Giants, no Jets, no kidding. They're the Bills. Bruce Smith, Bryce Popp, Steve Tasker from Buffalo, and then in New England, Coates, Armstrong, and Martin are the 3. That'll do it.
I'm sure about 20 Browns.
Yeah, the rest are all Browns.
Okay. We'll be back with a recap of tonight's top stories and more. It's 11:32, time to check up on tonight's top stories. We'll go right back to Tiffany Eddy for the latest on the train derailment in Montgomery County. Tiffany?
Thanks, Chris. I'm here in the village of Fonda, a short way from the Conrail freight train wreck. You can see rescue crews behind me. Now, no one was injured in the crash, but 7 families have been evacuated because the train was carrying at least 4 hazardous chemicals, and we know that one of them, a corrosive acid, is leaking. About 10 miles of Route 5 has been closed between Amsterdam and Fonda, and it's not expected to reopen until hazmat crews stop the leak, which may not be until sometime tomorrow. Police don't know at this time what caused the crash, but surprisingly, the poor weather conditions have helped contain the chemical spill. Now, cleanup won't begin until sometime tomorrow when a crane from Pennsylvania is expected to arrive to help pick up the cars which have tumbled off the track. Chris?
Thanks, Tiffany. Tomorrow morning's Times-Union will have a story on a growing problem for schools. What happens to students when snow disrupts classes, especially when so many parents work? Some schools are developing plans to help out, including Hamagrail Elementary in Bethlehem. There will also be a report on the timing of Governor Pataki's budget announcement. A Friday is considered a good time to deliver bad news, especially a Friday near the holidays. because the least read paper of the week is Saturday. The Bennington Banner reports that 4 people want to fill an empty slot on the Hoosick Falls School Board, one of them a woman who has filed a lawsuit against the school district. And now time for one last check of the weather with Paul Caiano.
All right, Chris, the storm is over. We're watching it move off to the east. We'll have cloudy skies as we wake up tomorrow morning. Temperatures holding in the mid-20s. So again, a few more slick spots on the roadways, but the crews are out there now, salting, I'm sure. And as we head throughout the day, tomorrow, above freezing, so more good news. More clouds, though, scattered flurries around the area. Next significant storm looks to be early next week, so we'll have to track that over the weekend.
So a clear weekend for those of us who have to go out and finish our Christmas shopping.
Exactly, and I'll be doing that.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Me too. That does it for us tonight. Thanks very much for joining us. I'll be back here tomorrow night at 6 for all the news tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. with Jim Cambrick. Have a great night.
Thank you for watching News Channel 13. We'd like to hear from you. To contact us, call 1-800-999-WNYT, extension 615. News Channel 13. You can count on us.